Hello, fellow Helldivers. This is Badger Wild. We are back with another video, and as promised, I am bringing to everyone here an interesting little video talking about a class that I have built, or a build that I have worked on and used and tested, and it works so well. And the best part of this is it's a fairly flexible class. But before we get started, be sure to like, comment, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe. I'd like to hear what y'all's thoughts about this class is and how it operates. And before it's over with, maybe you guys will have something new or you guys will even improve it. But continuing on, I've done a video before about how I think Helldivers is to operate, how I think the best way probably would be to play it would be like a team, like a D&D group, and everyone taking a specific role or job and being a master at that one role. This particular build is for the bugs. It can work against the automatons, but it mostly works against the bugs. And this build is built specifically to go after one of the most hated and feared bugs the Terminoids can bring to us. What are those? Well, that is the Hunter and Stalker class of bug. Yes, we all hate those things. This class is specifically designed to not only kill them, but it can also take care of most of your problems up to a charger. Anything under that, you're basically going to dominate it fairly effectively. So I'm going to go through all this stuff that you're going to need real quick, and you guys can take this class out and try it yourself. So first off, let's head over here to the armory and let's look at the weapon loadout we're using. Primary right now is going to be this. It's going to be the pray and spray. And people have asked, you're all going to sit there and say, well, I heard the pray and spray was crap. The pray and spray is crap if you're trying to deal with armored enemies. This is, however, the best crowd control weapon you are going to get your hands on short of a cluster bomb airstrike. The difference between this gun, and I know what everyone's going to be saying, well, Badger, why should I use the pray and spray? Why not the almighty breaker? Well, a couple of reasons. One, yes, the damage is low on this, but the pray and spray has twice the ammunition capacity as the breaker. It has 10 points less recoil, and it's got 30 plus more rounds per minute in its fire rate. Both of these are light armor penetrating, but the breaker probably has more light armor penetrating. However, there's another thing that you're not seeing, and that is spread volume. The breaker will fire, I want to say somewhere between 4 and 6 pellets. This thing will fire up to 12 to almost 13 pellets. It's a fair, I can't remember the exact number, but it is quite a number of rounds, each one hitting with 192 possible damage. So the closer the enemy gets to you with this thing, it is actually hitting much harder at a closer range than the breaker. The breaker is able to hit at is able to do more damage at a longer range because it has a tighter spread. This has a wider spread over an area. And this is important when you're dealing with things like hunters, because one of the problems with the hunters, and you've probably seen the memes on this, as you are shooting, the hunters are bouncing and they vary their movement as they are coming at you. So if they attempt to flank, this is your best weapon, because unlike an automatic weapon or anything else, you can actually take this thing if you overshoot. And it is almost 9 out of 10 times, the breaker pray and spray will cripple a hunter. It'll take a wing off of it, it'll hit one of its front legs and shear it clean off, and suddenly you have a hunter that is a much more effective to deal with. Then when you make that auto correct back, you're hitting him with the same number of pellets. Eventually you will just wear him down. This thing on smaller crowds of enemies, like you can have a fresh horde of enemies pop up. There have been times I have just walked up with this thing to a bug spawner. In other words, those, not the bug holes that you can grenade, but the ones that the small bugs will pop up, and then you've got a whole bunch of problems. This thing can walk up with this, and you can begin shredding them as they come out of the hole. You are going to play aggressive with this class, by the way. So you're going to want to get, if you want maximum damage, you're going to want to get up close and personal with medium-sized targets. You're going to want to keep a distance with small targets. What this thing does is it's like a filter gun. As you fire it, you are going to begin to filter out hunters, the scavengers. You're going to be able to filter out all the little flea bugs and everything else, and the tiny little grasshoppers from hell. It's also very effective. An entire magazine from this thing at the range that a stalker will pop up and come at you with will begin to shred him very quickly. You'll begin to tear him down. If not, you can just swap to secondary and then finish him off. Doesn't take very much. But we have other options for dealing with the stalker variant. Another advantage of this is, I'm going to say this as a country boy, a modified breaker shotgun firing birdshot. So the new shriekers that are coming out, this fires birdshot. And yes, you can hit them much more effectively, and it takes less, I want to say, skill to hit them with this thing than it does any other weapon. Now, if you're going to deal with anything heavier, you're going to need better weapons. But let's go on back here and we'll check out our secondary at the moment. Secondary is the Redeemer, obviously for obvious reasons. Because if the breaker goes down and you are getting a little bit stressed, it's rare that it happens, but you're going to have that one hunter that is hanging in the back, and he's going to jump in right as you're going to reload. Quick switch to this, gun him down with the P19 Redeemer, and then swap back over and continue your reload. Fun thing about Helldivers, when you initiate a reload, whatever you stop at the reload animation, if you re-equip that weapon, you will just start to continue the reload animation. Whereas other games, if you cancel the reload animation, even if you've ejected the magazine, you'll have to do the whole animation of ejecting the magazine and put it back in. So that's a little thing that works in your favor. You can use the P19 Redeemer, and that will help you out just tremendously. This is your backup. Oh crap, I am in big trouble. Need some quick firepower on the spot just to spray down something real quick and take care of that one little bug. It's this little can of Raid you got on your hip that you can just pop out and spray them real good. Going back, the grenade that we are using right now is the special grenade G16 Impact Grenade. Now, why this? Because you are going to run into slightly bigger targets. Now, where the breaker praying spray will kill everything up to a warrior and sometimes the armored warriors within just several shots, it'll just shred them. If nothing else, it'll weaken them so badly that by the time you have time to put a reload in and then pop them again, and then you can just finish off whatever's there, or finish them off with your Redeemer. The G16 Impact is for those slightly bigger. This is going to be for the big bugs. This is going to be for the bug holes. You can kill bug holes with this. This is also for the big bloated tick spewers that come at you, the bile spewers and stuff. I have taken this grenade, got a couple of bile spewers, have gotten into a small group, fixing to get my buddy drop down there, throw it right in between them, take all of them out at once. So this will take a bile spewer out very quickly. Fun fact, the G16 will actually kill them at times and won't blow them up. It's a neat little quirk of this grenade. Also works well with armored enemies. You can take it and just throw it. The advantage of this is it's almost like a grenade launcher. Now, going on forward, you're going to see the other advantage of this class is that it's flexibility. You can put some other stuff on. But the great thing about this G16, like I said, it's a grenade on demand. If an armored warrior comes up and tries to forward himself up, you can just toss this grenade, ready your shotgun, and as soon as he is hit and he loses his ability to operate, you can just gun him down. Commanders, this is a great weapon for the bug commanders. You can throw this in there, stun them real quick, and then just spray, hit their front legs, take them off entirely as you get ready to talk them out. And that's it for your weapons and equipment. Now, for the armory, armor that I like to use is the CE81 Juggernaut, but this is not something that you have to have. There are other armors that do what this one does. What you're looking for here is engineering kit. Further reduces recoil when crouched or prone by 30%. You'll see this when we talk about stratagems. There's a reason why we want this. And then increases initial inventory and holding capacity of grenades by 2. extra grenades. So you have 6 opportunity. You can take down single-handedly 6 bile spewers per reload. In other words, every resupply that you are able to resupply up your grenades to max, you're going to be able to chuck a grenade, take out at least 6 bile spewers individually. You're probably going to be taking a group more than that out. You also have those impact grenades are great for crowd control, and that's what this class is built for, crowd control. The problem in Helldivers when dealing with the enemies is, yes, you'll have that one enemy coming, but the guys that you have that need to deal with it are usually getting overwhelmed by smaller bugs. And you got the guy with the quasar cannon or a rocket launcher. You need that bile titan taken down, but there are so many small bugs overwhelming your buddy, and they're dangerous. You become the wall of literal lead and democracy that is going to protect your friend and give them the liberty to deploy justice on that fucking bug. So that's what we're dealing with here. Like I said, you're going to have an interesting armor rating, but there are other armors on here that do the exact same thing. The CE-35 Trench Engineer, this will do the same exact thing as the Juggernaut. I just have the Juggernaut because it's the special one. I loved the armor, and I was like, yeah, fuck it, I want to buy that. It looks like an ODST or something like that. I look like a really dangerous ODST with his armor on. So that's what we're dealing with in that aspect. Helmet and cape really aren't that necessary. But now let's go over to the last thing you're going to want to be taking with you, and that is your stratagems. Now, as far as your guns are concerned, there are, I want to say, 3 main weapons I would bring with this build just to enhance your crowd control capability. Number 1 is the machine gun. There's also the stalwart. Let's see, you got the MG43 machine gun, you got the stalwart machine gun, and we have the Flame 40 flamethrower. Now, the machine gun and the stalwart, the machine gun is more of a medium armor killer. It can take out a lot of your armored enemies. This is where your 30% recoil reduction when crouched or prone. And you're going to want to crouch a lot with this class if you're not running and gunning. You're running and gunning, you're going to want to use the Breaker 12 gauge. But if you're the Breaker Prey and Spray, but if you're managing to get crouched or prone, either the machine gun or the stalwart are an excellent option. And what I would do is I would set these to the lowest fire rate possible to maintain stamina. These guns, especially the MG43, will kill any small bug with a single hit. So just a steady spray across will put a good enough thick layer of ammunition into a crowd that you will probably kill most of the small stuff before it even gets close. It'll 2-shot a hunter easily, if not 1-shot if you hit it in the right spot. Warriors and other things, as you see on the screen here, it will just shred a warrior. It will also rip right through armored warriors, frontal carapace, and tear them apart. This thing can also kill a larger bug. You can set it up. Say you have a brood commander, you can set this thing up, and at distance. That's what this gun does. This is going to be like your main distance weapon. This and the stalwart. The stalwart, slightly less recoil, but it has more ammunition, and you can crouch down with this gun and begin firing. You can also reload on the move. So this is more of, if you're in a team and you guys are hitting bug nests and you've got to stay mobile, this is the better of the two. If you're going to be in a position where you know you guys are going to be defending positions and stuff, the machine gun here is better than the stalwart. The flamethrower, fire has had a buff, and one of the advantages of the flamethrower is it, as I said, crowd control. If there's a section, if you're like, for example, if you are trying to escape, if you're trying to extract, the flamethrower is a great weapon to break out at that moment and just spray an area real quick. If none of these guns are your cup of tea, you can go with the expendable rocket launcher because everyone can use this. You can drop this on the battlefield, and then you can handle an armored unit every so often. It's not something you have to do. But going on, let's look at the other effective weapon systems you can use here. One, for support, aerial support, I guess we're calling it airstrikes or whatever. The orbital airburst strike is going to be very nice for those bugs coming in. You can throw this down onto an area as the bugs are coming close, and it will just start hammering that area. It will clear a massive amount of bugs. We know how powerful this is. Other ones, probably the orbital laser. You could use this in lieu of that because it will just, you can use this to just clear out an area of small enemies and some large ones before it even gets really bad. Another one there is the Eagle Cluster Bomb or the Eagle Napalm Strike. Now, the Napalm Strike, what it does is it provides a wall of flames. It doesn't have the spread kill zone capability of the Eagle Cluster Bomb, however, which will drop, you get 4 of these, whereas the Napalm you get 2. Cluster Bomb has more utility. Well, the Eagle Napalm Strike has more utility. The Eagle Cluster Bomb is just going to give you the ability to kill more enemies. And ignore the screen here. It will absolutely annihilate enemies very, very quickly. Now, for the last bit of stuff, there's not a whole lot else you can do. But what I would do if you're going to go into this fight is pick one of these guns, one of the let me see what it's called, the Patriotic Administration guns, or the special weapons, and then pick either an orbital weapon or a hangar weapon. And then you still have 2 slots or 1 slot to add anything else. So if you want to, really help out, you could come down here and just throw in the Patriot exosuit. You could bring a mortar sentry, a Gatling sentry. Um, what I usually do is I will run one of my machine guns, and I'll also have an expendable anti-tank with me. Then I've got another one for, say, an Eagle airstrike, or bring in, let's see, what is it? It's like the Eagle 500 kiloton bomb, or kilogram bomb, which I love using that. Yeah, just drop some cool stuff in. Another thing that you can do with this, if you want to really augment this and make it, make it hit really hard and give yourself just that much more strength, add the Guard Dog Rover. Now, the Guard Dog Rover is not necessary for the build, but it does take a lot of pressure off of you. When you have killed a huge amount of bugs, and by the time they get into range of this thing, this will start attacking hunters. Sometimes it'll even kill hunters that are trying to flank you. So it's a great little tool, and it can kill a hunter fairly quickly. Like I said, the theme of this is hunter killer. You're the guy that's going in there to deal with that one annoying grasshopper from hell that is just ending our entire days. But yeah, that's this entire build. Like I said, you can use the Guard Dog Rover. It's great if you want to like start using this class, and then this is the training wheels to get good with it. And then you can have any of these others. Like I said, you can equip either Cluster Bomb or Eagle Napalm Airstrike or the Orbital Airburst as your crowd control airstrike weapon. Personally, I would say the best one is probably going to be Eagle Cluster Bomb because you can use it up to 4 times before you have to send in a reload, and that can be a life-saving shot right there. Far as weapons are concerned, either the machine gun, the stalwart, or the flamethrower. Heavy machine gun I wouldn't suggest for this crowd control build because you're going to have a supply pack for it, and that's going to eat up another slot unless someone wants to bring supply packs for you. And if you want, you can run anything else in the other 2 slots. That's what I would do. As far as your loadout, just remember you are going to want the Breaker Pray and Spray, the Redeemer, impact grenades. You're going to use the Pray and Spray. It's going to be your bread and butter weapon. This is for the close medium range engagements. This is going to be taking them out. This is your last ditch can of raid for if you're in the middle of a reload. And this here is to deal with any armored opponents, any bile spewers, things of that nature. Armor wise, you're going to want an armor that has the engineering kit, which is 30% recoil reduction when crouched or prone, and an increased initial inventory holding a capacity of grenades by +2. So you're going to want those extra grenades. You're not going to need to use your packs too much. If used properly, this class will do its job. The kicker with this is you need to be close to your buddies. As I said before in other videos, the spawn rate of a lot of the enemies that you deal with is completely dependent on how close you are to your buddies. The further you are away from your team, the more enemies you are going to deal with. The more spread out you are, the more crap is going to be thrown your direction. The closer you are, the better you're going to be able to operate, and your firepower is concentrated. So as your friends are dealing with the charger, you're going to have a guy, and I'm going to do a armor buster build where the entire purpose of it is just to break the chargers and end them in just a couple of hits. You're going to be the guy that goes in and just starts wrecking chargers as fast as they start coming in. So I've got to get that build and work on it. But as far as this is concerned, this is the build you're going to want to deal with hunters, and you're going to be an absolute asset to the team. When you're there, life is going to be fun. When you are not there, your team is just going to suffer because they don't have anybody specifically taking down the hunters or the stalkers. This is the class that can go head to head with a stalker up close and personal and just absolutely mop the floor with it. Are you invincible? No, but you have a better chance of doing it than a guy that is running the breaker or a guy who is running any other gun in the game. So, as I said, this is the Hunter Slayer. Be sure to check it out in all of its glory with all the weapons that you can use with it. And be sure to tell everyone where you saw this video at. If they ask, was that class? Man, you're doing a good job. Say, yeah, I got this class from Badger Wild. Send them to the channel. They might become subscribers. Anyway, I am Badger Wild saying stay safe, stay frosty, and deliver that liberty. Feet first into the fire, hell divers, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye for now.